Preacher, Tall Dog, Audie, and Nighthawk stood on the cargo deck and watched as the crew members secured the Argosy to the dock. Captain Chidsey had come down from the pilot house and descended to the cargo deck himself to deal with whoever was shipping the crates. Preacher started toward him.
Preacher, look out! It's an ambush!
The mountain man's mind barely had time to register the fact that the voice belonged to a woman before his instincts took over. He darted into the cover of some crates already on the deck as his hands dipped to the holstered Colt Pattersons on his hips. The man on the driver's seat of the closest wagon bolted to his feet and jerked the pistol from behind his belt. He leveled the weapon and pulled the trigger. The pistol ball missed by several feet as it slammed into the wall of the cargo deck structure. Preacher returned the fire. The man leaped frantically off the wagon, evidently unharmed. Then a wave of lead flew toward the Argosy. Preacher realized that several men were concealed in the back of the other wagon as well. Tall Dog dashed to Captain Chidsey's side. He tackled him and knocked him to the deck. The gunmen were well armed with extra rifles and pistols and didn't have to reload right away. But with the Pattersons, neither did Preacher. He held his fire for a second and waited until one of the men in the first wagon foolishly stuck his head up. Preacher had blasted around right through it. Blood sprayed as the man toppled backward out of the wagon. Tall Dog was still stretched out prone on the deck next to the captain without any real cover. He had dropped his rifle when he tackled Chidsey, but that didn't mean he was unarmed. He pulled his tomahawk loose and waited until another of the ambushers rose in hopes of a better shot, then threw the hawk in a blindingly fast sidearm motion. The tomahawk spun through the air with deadly accuracy. It skimmed over the barrel of the rifle the man was aiming and struck him in the forehead, right above the eye he'd been squinting at the rifle's sights. Audie and Nighthawk had reached cover like Preacher and sent shots blazing back at the men in the wagons. The man on the driver's box of the second vehicle clapped a hand to his chest, but couldn't stop the bright blood that welled between his fingers. He toppled to the ground. Less than a minute into the fight, Preacher and his friends already had whittled down the odds considerably, enough so that the remaining ambushers were thinking twice about this. One man stood up, evidently intending to leap over the sideboards and flee. But Preacher drilled him before he could do so. The man twisted and pitched out of the wagon in an ungraceful sprawl. That left one man alive in each wagon, and they had had enough. Their guns sailed out of the vehicles as they tossed them away, and their hands reached for the sky.
Hold your fire! Hold your fire, damn it! We quit!
Stop shooting, boys!